What's up, guys? It's Sin. Back on here to give you guys another video. Pardon my voice, kind of late. Trying to get things done, get this channel up and running. But as you see, as I told you guys before, my name is Mr. Banks Online, PSN. I'm going to show you guys how to master on-ball defense. Now, I'm not the best, trying to be the best, because as I always say, offense wins games, defense wins championships. So I picked the Pacers, he picks the Thunder. Like I said before, always trying to pick a team that, matches up well. I mean, there are games where dudes pick the Thunder, pick Trailblazers, it's all about what you're feeling about doing. But I'm trying to get real serious on this defense, that type thing. So, I've been going real hard when it comes to that. So usually do pick OKC, Miami. I'll pick Pacers, Spurs, Bulls, whatever. Try and match things up. Like I said, you want to choose defensive players that can negate the perks of the offensive weapons that your opponent's going to pick. So here, like I said, I pick Pacers. He picked OKC. Again, pay attention to their profile. This guy, he must have just got 2K or whatever, never played a game online. He didn't have anything. So since he picked OKC, I figured it's going to be a Westbrook and Kevin Durant show. So I just tailored my defense to match that, and then just pretty much pay attention to the way the game is. But look at my coaching profiles. As I also stated before, you never want to always go with the same settings for every game. Everybody plays differently. So usually, on-ball defense, I play tight for shooters. If they're a drive-type person, I put it on moderate. Off-ball, I always put play tight. That's probably the only thing that I keep the same. For screen, I always switch. Pacers have a lot of defensive players, so I have no problem with David West picking up Kevin Durant on the perimeter. It's for a second. And if I feel like he's in trouble, I'll just call a double team. And then the hedge, I'll put no hedge for certain players like Chris Paul. I'll put double, slow him down on the pick and roll. So I'm going to loop this through again so you guys can pay attention. Like I said, you're not going to put the same settings for every player. So pretty much this game, I'm going to fast forward through a portion of it. Also, I deleted like half of the first quarter. This is only a first half. The guy eventually quit. Like I said, you want to get as good as you can on defense. Okay, so we start here. It's first quarter. The reason why I'm going to skip through a majority of this is because, like I said, I usually use the first quarter to gauge how the opponent's offense is going to be. So if he's just going to be shooting all day with Westbrook and Kevin Durant, usually I'll go half-court press to make sure that they pick up the shooters. Always run, put a hand up on them, double team KD, Westbrook, whatever I need to do. However, in this game, this guy's going to be a straight-to-the-rack type of player, so he's not really going to be taking a lot of jump shots. So what's going to happen is this whole first quarter is going to be a back-and-forth type game. He's just going to be getting to the rack, as you see right there with Kevin Durant. Westbrook getting to the rack very easily. Eventually ended up going into a 2-3 zone and forcing them to try and take jump shots, and he still was getting to the rack. So first quarter, like I said, was pretty back and forth. There was no defensive stops at all, especially when Westbrook got hot. Kevin Durant eventually got hot. It was pretty ugly. He was actually leading. But going into the second quarter, people usually lose that momentum, and people, they cool down. That's something you have to remember on defense, that don't just always change your defense because a player is hot, because eventually players cool down. Eventually they get tired. They have to be taken out of the game. So if you just change your whole strategy, if you just want to force them to take tough jump shots, if they're hitting tough jump shots, they're not going to be hitting it for the rest of the game. So, you have to just stick with it sometimes and just do what you can. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to start to fast forward through it. It's a pretty basic game. Dude gets to the rack all the time. Contested layups, easy layups, open layups, everything. Just getting to the rack. And as long as I was able to keep with him, I didn't have to play catch up because I was right there scoring as well. He couldn't stop my offense. So it was a back and forth type of thing. And second quarter, like I said, I went and forced him to do exactly what I want him to, which was take outside jump shots or take very, very contested layups. Another thing I want to mention is that when you do, say during the game, if you want them to take tough jump shots or they're playing differently than what you expected, don't be afraid to make slight changes. So what I did was, I seen that Westbrook was getting to the rack constantly. I started to put the double on him on the drive. I started to see that this is just going to be a Westbrook, Kevin Durant type of game. I didn't change my complete game plan. I just tailored it to the way he was. You know, if you want to make them take tough jump shots, if they start hitting it, like I said, you know, people are going to hit lucky shots. They're going to get to the rack sometimes, you know. You just got to give them what you want to give them. You don't let them take what they want to. So I want him to take tough shots. He was getting to the rack. I started to double Kevin Durant and Westbrook on the drive. And what this starts to do is force him to take tough jump shots. You see that? David West came over for the help defense. You know, like I said, it's all about what you want to give him and what you don't want to give him. If you want to give him the tough shots and they hit it, hey, you know, you just got to live with that decision. So, yeah, I'm going to start to fast forward through it. I just wanted to let you guys see. He was hitting a lot of tough layups. It was nothing easy. Going to the rack, so always a man there. You know, we tried our best, but first quarter just wasn't happening. But as you can see, I was doing the same exact thing. But mine wasn't, you know, the super turbo cheese running around the whole half court and just, you know, hope to get to the rack. Mine was actually tailored, pick and roll, get to the hole. Excuse me. So, again, it's going to happen again. Defense slow to recover. I get, you know, this is when I start to make the changes. Go to coach profiles. I raise the off-ball defense to force them to make tougher recoveries, crash defensive glass to, you know, for my own offense. Again, I looped it. Off ball, I raised, crash defensive glass, and double teams. So that way help defense gets there earlier. Westbrook, and Kevin Durant put double on the drive to pick him up. I made sure that Paul George picked up Kevin Durant, even though it's a 2-3 zone, it doesn't really matter. But, you know, sometimes I like to switch between half court and zone. So I'm going to start to fast forward. Like I said, it's going to be a back and forth game. All you're going to see is fast break, layup, contested layup, free throws. That was all of the first quarter. Just missed the open layup. That's another thing 2K really has to fix. Missing open layups and fast breaks, or just missing layups in general. So, yeah, we start to get the steal on the pass. Yeah. Just wanted, you know, even though it's going fast, I wanted you guys to really see how the first quarter was pretty long. And he hit the buzzer beater. So now we're going to tailor it. I'm going to slow it down right now. Now, pay attention closely to the way the second quarter goes. We start to slow down, get into our defense, always running at the ball handler with a hand up. Grab the rebound. That's another thing. Defense is not over until your team grabs the rebound. And then defense hurts the offense. Grab the defensive rebound, turn it into a fast break. So this is the way the second quarter is going to go. And like I said, I shut him down completely in the second quarter. Always got a man on him. Everybody, it was probably like 1 or 2 open shots he had, and he missed them. You know, that's what you want. Force him into tough jump shots. Or if, you know, if you want them to drive to the hole or whatever it is that you want your defense to do, you know. Stuck to the 2-3 zone. Force him into tough shots. As you can see, he probably got to the hole 1 or 2 times. You know, it was never a constant thing in the second half. I missed a couple steals, but I was able to recover. But you see that. Roy Hibbert and David West rotated, picked up the ball handler, forced him into a tough layup. Lance Stevenson comes back, hits the 3 on the other end. You know, his defense is not getting back on time, so that's giving my offense the chance to set up. Again, just trying to do the same thing. Constantly moving. You know, Nick Collison should not be handling the ball. But still, easy. This is the way your defense should be, constantly. Now, listen, something that 2K has done over the last 2 years that people really don't pay attention to. People that play off-ball defense, that's why opponents are able to hit constant jump shots over you. You see that hand up with Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson is not, you know, Tony Allen or Paul George. However, you know, a hand up is better than no hand at all, no defense at all. Something that 2K has done is made it hard for players to just play off-ball defense. You play off-ball defense, it's a higher chance that the opponent's going to hit a jump shot. I don't know the exact ratio, but they made it so that way people could try and play more on-ball defense instead of off-ball defense. Off-ball poor defense to me just kills the whole vibe. You know, you're not playing the game yourself. You're relying on the instincts of the computer to actually control the game. It's not defense, you know. This is an open shot that we actually gave him. He missed it. You know, his first shot he took with anybody besides Westbrook and Kevin Durant all game. So, you know, he's already back on defense, so we take our time setting up our offense. Something you have to pay attention to, you know. You don't just always go for the fast break or the quick layup or dunk. Pass the ball around, get the best shot possible, you know. Game started lagging, so I did the little slowdown thing. So like I said, defense is all about you controlling it yourself. It's going to take a while, you know, you're going to lose games. You know, sometimes people are just going to hit amazing shots. There's nothing you can do about it, you know. You just got to keep your composure and do what you can.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Hands up already before he even took the shot. It's defense.
Defended well, protected the rim and their home court. That's really the one area for improvement is probably the road record. They could get better in that area.
And the call will be against Nick Collison. That's his first foul.
Like I said, I'll have other videos I'm going to post eventually. You know, this is just my second game recording with Elgato. I haven't really recorded much 2K after this game, but I'm going to get back on it today. So throughout this week, I should have a few more, even some offensive games. But there's not much you can do on offense except just move the ball, depending on the team that you're playing with and the players that you have. You know, you have to use your players to the best of their ability. So back on defense after the free throw. You know, he's trying, like I say, he's trying his best. And this is with my bench now. People just try and stick with the starters. The starters get tired. Their stats, I mean, their ratings actually go down when they're tired. It makes it harder for you to just try and bulldog all 48 minutes with one player.
You know, the work they do on the boards is such a big part of all these players' games. They play much bigger.
Open shot on excellent release, and we missed it. You know, get back on defense. Sometimes you just got to take the intention to foul, slow down their offense, keep it from scoring. Sometimes that one basket get their momentum. You don't want to give them anything. So the cutoff. CJ Watson with the steal. Never give up on a ball. You see that? Never give up on a live ball. Die for it before his offense could get it. That is defense. So I'm going to keep my bench in, eventually put back in Lance Stevenson. You know, keep some kind of constant offense out there. But as you can see, we started off the court, I believe it was 22-21. The score now is 37-22. I'm on a 16-0 run. He has not scored yet in the second quarter.
Stevenson kicks to Watson. Dishes to Stevenson. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist.
Back to the 2-3 zone. Like I said, want to force his players. Contested everything. Congested hole. Kevin Durant, long jump shots. That's exactly what we want. He might hit it. He might hit 1 out of 5. You know, that's fine with me. And he eventually quits. So, like I said, this is my new channel. Subscribe to it. We scored 21 points in the second quarter. He scored 0. Notch. Nada. You know, it's all about what you want to give the opponent, what you want to give them, what you want to take. So, my name is King Sin. Again, subscribe to the channel and let's work.